There we go. Oh. For anyone who's watching and maybe saw my accidental live stream like 2 weeks ago, I'm still figuring out how this works, but I think I got it. All right. Hello. Welcome, people. How are you doing? I am gonna guest some clouds peoples in a bit, and just answer some questions that any of y'all might have about clouds and beyond the clouds, what went into making the movie. And this is Cedar, by the way. This is my puppo. She's very sweet. I'm wearing my friend Finley's merch. Yeah, so I guess, again, I have not done many live streams, but if you want to just send in questions ahead of time, I'll try to get to them. I think Madison's going to come on for a bit about that. That was my phone telling me I've used too much social media today, which is probably true. But I ignored it, obviously, because I'm doing this live stream. Let's see if... Up here. Oh, by the way, I just watched the Clouds Choir, the virtual Clouds Choir. Did anyone watch that? It's super cute. It's all virtual, obviously, but it is so sweet. And you can catch a little glimpse of me for like a millisecond. So yeah, while I'm waiting for Madison and Sabrina's gonna come on for a little bit, and Amy and Sammy, and I don't know who's gonna. I didn't plan this out very well. I didn't ask people in advance, but I just texted them last minute. So fingers crossed. Okay. By the way, I do have this set up as a live fundraiser, and it is the Children's Cancer Research Fund, which is the organization that facilitates the Zach Sobiak Osteosarcoma Fund. So, if you feel at all compelled, you can donate below. I think it's below. I'm not sure how this works again, but you can add a little donation there. Anything helps. And I appreciate the generosity. There's already been 4 donations. Thank you so much. And all of this money is going towards finding a cure for childhood cancer. All right. So while I'm waiting for the guests to join, I'll just answer some questions about clouds that anyone has for me. So if anyone has something that they've been wondering about the making of clouds or what went into it, just send me a little cue. I'm going to start going through them. What was your reaction when you saw yourself in a bald cap? Yeah, that was a weird moment. I think I've talked about this in an interview before. It was kind of jarring, honestly. It was I did cut my hair, so this is my natural hair. Maybe some of you are not accustomed to seeing me with so much hair, but I did cut it really short, actually the shortest I've ever cut it, but it was like a half an inch long. And I had to wear a bald cap, which was full prosthetics, so it went from like my eyebrows, it covered my eyebrows, went all the way down the back of my neck. And it took probably, the first time we put it on, it probably took over 4 hours to apply, because they were still working out the kinks and everything. But yeah, it was a really intensive prosthetic application. And we did that for like 10 or 11 days of shooting. So that was like, in total, what's that, times like 3 hours? Yeah, probably, I spent probably around 30 hours getting the bald cap applied. Total. And it was nice to have my hair short, though. I've never cut my hair that short. Seeing myself in the bald cap was a little jarring, though. I think it helped remind me of the gravity of the story we were telling, for sure. So I'm appreciative for that. I cannot speak Portuguese. How did you get involved with the choir? After we finished filming last year, I think it was before we even finished filming, I think the Sobiacs told us about the Clouds Choir. And of course I already knew about the Clouds Choir, and I was hoping to go. And right before the Clouds Choir last year, I came down with the flu, and so I was so scared that I couldn't go, but I'm really glad that I was able to make it, especially since it wasn't able to happen this year. It looks like Madison is requesting to join, so I'm just going to add her real quick. Da-da-da-da. Any second now. Hey, Maddie.
Hi, Stefan. How are you?
I'm good. I am hanging in there, getting in the holiday spirit, as you can see.
Oh, look at me.
Hey, check that out.
I literally chose the same lighting. I was like, this is the one place right now that I have somewhat of a decent light.
Yeah.
Where are you?
I'm in LA. Yeah.
Okay.
I am not going home to Chicago. It's very bittersweet, but I got a little thing going here. Got a Christmas tree. Gonna wrap up some presents and put them under it. Just to stick with some of the traditions.
Santa already came here. Do you want to see?
Ooh, yeah. Aw.
We got lots of presents.
All right, so you're in the Carolina?
South Carolina. Yeah, it was just one of those things, like, I dipped out for the rest of the year. I was getting really stuck in California and had to go and see my parents.
Yeah, no, I totally hear you. And, I can't wait to go home. That's all I can say.
Are you planning on going home anytime soon?
I'm not sure. I mean, just gonna kind of suss things out for a bit. So
it is weird. Did you watch Clouds Fire?
Yeah, I watched it literally right before I started this live stream.
It was very bittersweet.
Yeah, it was so strange to see the mall empty like that.
It was really sad.
Yeah, but then by the end of it, I was like crying tears of joy.
Yeah. No, it definitely really cool. But I'm super happy that we all got to be there the year before. But definitely weird to see it all virtual. But I guess it's just been the whole year, anyways.
Yeah, totally.
Crazy.
So I'm just gonna speak to the audience really quick. If anyone has any questions about Clouds, or about the filming process, or about Madison and I.
Hello, Sabrina.
Hey, Sabrina. Then just send them in. Do you do these ever, live streams?
I've done like 4 in my life. Amy and I jumped on one like a month ago, like right when Clouds came out, and that was fun. That one I kept it up on my Instagram just so people could go back and watch it.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll go check it out then.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I never really get on here though. It's like a rare once in a while occasion. Oh, what's your favorite Cloud song? This is fun.
My favorite Cloud song?
Yeah.
I would say it's a toss-up between Fix Me Up and How to Go to Confession.
Those are mine.
Really?
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like Fix Me Up was kind of everyone's favorite just from the beginning too. I feel like it was like the one song, especially even from like our table read we had. Those who don't know, we had like the most emotional table read of my life. It was a really cool experience, but there was definitely not like a dry eye in the room. And then Finn and Sabrina sang us Fix Me Up in the middle of it, and it was so beautiful. And that was kind of where I fell in love with it. But then also How to Go to Confession. When I watched the movie, Sabrina just sounds so beautiful singing it. It's such a special moment.
That's my favorite. Yeah. Like, it's such a nice. It's just such a. I actually learned how to play it because somehow I hadn't learned yet. But just the other day, I've been listening to that song a lot. How to Go to Confession, both versions too.
Yeah, I mean they're both so special.
Yeah.
I mean just good music all together.
Yeah. So Maddie, I feel like I just want to bring this up for anyone who might not know. Madison and I have been friends since Like for how long? Like 6 years?
Has to be 6 years. Finn was my first friend I ever made in LA.
No, that can't be true.
It was you in the group. You guys were the first
Yeah,
people to ever ask me to go hang out.
yeah. Well, yeah, you were one of the day after I moved to LA. I
Wait, did we move to LA around the same time?
well, I don't know. We must have if I was one of the first friends you made because you were one of the first friends I made too. And
Like it was
I met you the day after
2013.
2014. Yeah.
Okay, 2014. Okay, yeah, because I moved out 2013. So I guess maybe you weren't my first
Yeah.
friend, but I feel like you
You were
guys
just
were
sitting
like my
idle, like
first core group.
keeping an eye on the environment. You're like, okay, I'll make a friend next year, but for now, I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you were. It was literally the day after I moved to LA that I met you, and
Wow.
and then we became friends, and we made covers together, and
Which are
then
still up on YouTube, right? I feel I haven't taken ours down.
I like privated all my old videos,
I
but
don't blame you.
the video that is still up is the Make Me Cry music video, which
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's a good one. I was in Finn's like not your first music video.
yeah, it was.
Wait, that was your first one?
Yeah, that was the first song I ever released.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize it.
Yeah. My first song, my first
Wow.
music video, my first movie. Maddie, you're a good listener.
Wow, that's so, oh my gosh, I'm so honored. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was just so cool. I mean, and those of you who haven't seen, there was a new episode of Beyond the Clouds that was just released that showed some clips from our auditioning process, which is really funny to see because I also have like blonde hair. So it feels just so separate. That was like the most special day ever, though. I remember I walked into our chemistry read day and I was not expecting to see you there.
Mm-hmm.
And I got so excited.
That was
Yeah,
like the best feeling ever because of course I was nervous, and we were sitting in this what it was like a conference room. And
corporate conference room.
yeah, and then when I saw you walk in, I just got so excited. I tried to like contain myself because I was like I don't want to I don't want I don't want to blow my cool or whatever. Like I was just trying to
Oh yeah, that was so fun.
or whatever.
And
But
then I embarrassed us because we kissed in our chemistry read, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's our first kiss, and then Finn goes, no, it wasn't, because we kissed in Finn's music video way back when, but
right.
I forgot all about it, and it was such a cute kiss, like in the water.
Yeah, it's still up there. Go stream
Yeah.
Make Me Cry on Spotify.
Wow.
Um,
How old were we?
I was 16. Yeah,
So I was 17.
I guess. Yeah, you're a year older. Yeah, or maybe I was. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't
I may
know. It was a while
be a lot
ago.
younger.
Um,
But let's see if anyone has asked any
yeah.
specific questions. How was it to play a couple after Make Me Cry? Oh, well, that's fitting. It was great. I mean, it was easy. I think because we were such good friends, it was really easy to I don't know, we were just comfortable and we already had chemistry, just as
Yeah.
people who know each other really well. So
It's
I
definitely
don't know
easier to
what you
be closer with your friends than with a stranger.
hmm
Someone said, what was the hardest scene to film and why? And I feel like that could probably go along with our scene, our makeout scene, our fun little makeout scene.
Yeah.
But the only reason that was hard was because we filmed until like 3 in the morning or something like that. And we actually filmed that scene in two parts where we run out of the house, and that part we actually filmed before all the stuff we did earlier in the scene, if you remember.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so it was just very exhausting to go from like that big blowout with the car and then kind of back to everything right before.
That was a brutal night. That was
Yeah.
probably I would say that was up there in the top three hardest.
What are your other top two?
Well, so the other one that I would say was probably the hardest was it's technically the same scene, but it was a totally different day, and it was when I was filming like the driving of the GTR.
Because that even, you guys pushed that day, right? Weren't you supposed to do that on the day and then
Yeah,
something, we
yeah,
ran
that
out of
got
time with
moved
the car
around
or something?
a million times. But it ended up being in the studio, and it was like
Hmm.
it could have been even the last day of filming, either the last day or second to last day. Um,
Wow.
yeah, I and it was a really technical thing too because they had screens and then green.
Oh, you guys did it on the green screen. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it was tough because I was also like supposed to be doing a stunt while having a full on meltdown. And yeah, that was a really hard scene to film. I think the other one is it was actually a scene that's no longer in the movie, but it was the one. I don't know. Am I allowed to talk about it? If it was,
Because I was wondering too, like what scene, because it's so hard to remember. We filmed so many scenes and so many get
yeah,
cut. What scenes of yours did get cut? I feel like we can talk about it now.
yeah, right. I think it's fine.
I think so too.
The scene that I'm thinking of is it's a moment right before the concert between Laura and Zach on the couch, and
Hmm.
having it's just a moment where Zach, in the movie gets really vulnerable and kind of opens up to.
I watched you do that scene and it was so beautiful.
Oh, well,
Like I am that was one of the ones I was bummed to see cut, but at the same time, it was so special to everyone who was there that like I feel like it still lives in that moment.
yeah,
I mean, it was so well done, but it was definitely a hard one to watch. Basically, Finn has like a huge panic attack, and um, it is funny too, like to watch the movie now that they have everything cut a certain way, like it works so well, but it
yeah,
does make you miss like
they cut it together perfectly, and I think
yeah.
that scene was it was really impactful and powerful, and I think the only thing was it was really sad, and to go from that and like still maintain that hopeful tone that Zach was all about, and he
Hmm.
you know uh, evoked with his own music. It's I think it was just too hard to come back from that moment and then still make it feel like the joyful story that it ultimately is at the end.
I'm still so bummed they cut out two of Sabrina and I's scenes, which
So
I'm like, if they come out with a DVD or something, they have to include them.
I know I want to see those. Are you kidding?
I totally understand why they were cut. Just with, I mean, obviously our movie is already so long,
Yeah,
and they were able to show Sammy and Amy's friendship without them. But I do think, I mean, I feel like Sammy and Amy agree with us too that they were just so important just to show their friendship and the love for each other. But there were
yeah,
two scenes that Sabrina and I filmed, the two of us, and they were both cut. But maybe we can beg Justin to release
yeah.
them somehow.
um, yeah. If there's someone who can pull those strings, it's Mr. Baldoni.
That is very true.
Yeah, those
Who
are
else
really
are you
impressive.
bringing on here?
Well, Sabrina at some point. I don't know if she's here, but Sabrina, and then I texted Amy and Sam. I'm terrible at planning. I mentioned this when I first started, but I,
I was
I
literally
texted
ready
like
for this thing
one
today
last
at
minute, and I
3.
was like, "By the way, do you still want to do this?" Um, so hopefully, I didn't plan this out very well, but the point is, I wanted to talk about the Beyond the Clouds episode, like the audition, and
Hmm.
also the Clouds Choir just came out, and it is Clouds Week. So
Yeah.
figured no better way to celebrate Clouds Week than to do a little live stream fundraiser. By the way, for those of you who are just joining, there is a way to donate down below to the Children's Cancer Research Fund, which facilitates the Zach Soviak Osteosarcoma Fund. So you could donate anything from like $1 to $1 million.
$50,
Everyone
a
has a spare
million dollar.
just
I have a question for you.
yeah.
Um, just from an actor perspective, what was the hardest part of auditioning? Do you say?
Um, okay, well, actually, I think the hardest part for me, because it was the emotional content had so much gravity, I I think the hardest part was balancing that really like those difficult emotions with comedy. Oh, hey
Hmm.
Laura. Laura's here.
Hi.
Um yeah, so that was the hardest part. I think they had me come back in just to get a recording of me singing "Sexy and I Know It." Like, just they're like, okay, this kid can cry. Check. We just need to make sure he can like gyrate
Didn't
his
you
hips.
say that you had to sing "Sexy and I Know It" like literally right after one of the most like emotional scenes in
Oh
the
my
audition room?
gosh. Yeah, that was for the it was for the director session. Yeah, so it
Oh
was
my
when I first met
God.
Justin and everyone, and it was like the mood was so somber because we just did this really intense emotional scene. And they're like, "Okay, now sexy and I know it." And I literally still had tears like
Um,
coming down my face and I was like shaking my hips and it was funny. I want to see that video. I
I
hope
want to
no
see
one else.
all of the audition tapes. I really wish Justin would release all of them. It was such an interesting process though, because even Justin, like I remember our chemistry read together too. He was just so in on it from the beginning. Like he would pull us both to the side and like whisper in our ear and say something, which also
Yeah,
continued throughout filming. That was pretty much our entire filming process too.
yeah,
Justin whispering in our ears.
yeah. uh,
Yeah.
Sabrina Carpenter says, "I like your movie Clouds." Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sabrina. Like your movie, Clouds.
uh,
Um, but do you want me to let you go so you can jump Sabrina on here? I wish we could do like a three-way thing, but I don't think that's possible.
yeah,
Instagram is behind
Instagram
it.
update that. Well, I love you, Maddie,
I
and
love
thank
you.
you for hopping on.
Of
And
course.
I,
I would like to give a huge introduction to the most amazing woman, Sabrina Carpenter. Okay, love you. Bye, Finn. Bye, guys.
love you. All right. So let me figure this out. Um, hopefully this works. Can you guys still hear me? It's kind of glitching out. So hopefully it's still working. Mm-mm-mm. Can you guys still hear me? Question mark, question mark. Um, okay, you can hear me. So how do we add a new person to the live stream? Let me just figure this out real quick. Um, okay, well, oh, how long did it take you to get casted? Actually, the audition process was a while. I think it was, for me at least, I originally auditioned in July, and I didn't find out that I booked it until September, which was my birthday, actually. It was an incredible birthday present. Oh, you requested. How do I check the requests? I don't know how this works. Oh no. Interesting. Well, Instagram doesn't like me. Don't know why. Does anyone know how this works? By the way, thank y'all so much for donating. I really do appreciate it. Um, scroll up to see if there are requests. Let's see. How can I fill this time? Uh, I yeah. So the auditioning process was. I think I went in a ton of times. It was probably like 5 or 6 times total. Um, Okay, yeah, it's not working. Oh no, I fear I may have to end this one and start another one. Um, because it's kind of glitching out. It's still for me. For me, it still should start clicking buttons. I feel like there's a button at the bottom. Yeah, I'm looking. For me, I still see Madison in the bottom half of my screen, so I think my app is glitching out. So I may have to just start a new one. All right. Well, I'm going to save this one, and I'm going to start a new one with Sabrina and save that one as well. But I will see you guys shortly. All right.